I love this box. It is pretty phenomenal. Now, as I say in my written review, the first thing, though, you really ought to be aware is that it does not have an auxiliary out. It just has the optical out and HDMI, and that's it. So for my setup, which is actually running a Y splitter to two different dB power Bluetooth transmitters. There's one's there and then another one's over in that corner. These transmitters actually have the capability of pairing up to two separate Bluetooth speaker systems. So you can start off with a minimum of 4, but if you have wired speaker mates that are Bluetooth enabled, you can you can get pretty awesome. And I really value that aspect, but they only connect via auxiliary. So with this one, in my case, I do have to buy and will buy, got it in my shopping cart, a digital to analog converter, something that will take the Toslink and turn it into auxiliary, which actually when I was looking at, shopping on Amazon, I realized, that's probably a good idea anyways, because on that older box there's back there, that's the MXV, that's the one I've been using the most, mainly just for audio streaming. I've been getting actual, after a while, some feedback, buildup, electromagnetic buildup would cause noise on the speakers. So I was looking at this converter, it's like, what, it's probably a good idea anyways to at least help, hopefully, eliminate that buildup. So in other words, I'm not banging on this for the lack of an auxiliary out, because actually it's going to work, hopefully, out to the better for me anyways. But it is something for you to be aware of. Now, otherwise, oh man, everything else about this box is fantastic. Love it. All right, so just to kind of jump ahead from how my written review proceeds, I've got it right now. Because it has a micro USB OTG port on the side, along with 3 full-size Type A's. I've got my little Minix Air mouse on the rear one. I love this thing. It's got a keyboard on it, the whole 9 yards. It does come with its own, just as a total aside while I'm thinking about it, does come with its own little air mouse. It's right here. It's pretty simplistic, but, it works. It's just a standard little air mouse like this side. But, I'm using my Minix because it has the keyboard, so, I only need one USB port for the same functionality. But you don't actually have to, if you want to use an air mouse, you don't actually have to buy a separate one. It comes with a nice one already. So there's that. So I've got that. But I was wondering about the whole micro USB port. It's like an OTG port. That's unique. Never seen that before. And it comes with an OTG cable. That's a micro USB to a female USB. And so it's like, that's neat. But why would that really afford any major advantage? Until I had the brain flash of, let me try connecting it directly to my PC. Now, my PC is on the other side of the house. What's it plugged into is a USB hub that's with a 50-foot cord running all the way to my PC. So, because this is where it's going to live. But I just happen to have the right setup to really try it out. Micro USB to my PC. Then this is running Lollipop 5.0. And we'll pan in real quick so you can see what you're looking at. See right there. Connect to PC. I turned it on. And we'll come back out, and this is actually going through a switch. It's back there if you see that little blue light, so I'm going to switch to my PC. I think it's feed 1. Yes. Alright, so it's switching over to my PC here, and, I guess I'm going to zoom in again. Woo! Where was it? Right there. See where it says i68G? That's it! Drag and drop. So I've got another little thing there, so open that up, NAND flash, and of course with when I put my SD cards when I have there, it'll show that up as well. We'll go ahead and pan out, but it's got full drag and drop direct transfers. That is actually really awesome. And just as an aside, this is once again I've had the 64 gigabyte full size SD card sitting around for ages, because on the whole, Android tablets as well as these Android boxes, it's usually, they have micro USB ports, micro SD cards ports, so not full-size ones, and if they did, generally speaking, they only supported up to 32 gigabytes. That's the general standard to expect. This actually does support a 64 gigabyte card, so yay, I can finally use this! So yes, very, very, very awesome. So let's go ahead and switch back to the Android box feed. And we'll look at, oh, just so you know, if you're unfamiliar with Lollipop, we'll go to my Air remote control, hit the back key. You go to settings, and you'll under device, you'll see USB. That's where you go to turn on PC transfer or turn it off. And it's, you know, standard Lollipop system setup. This is something I mentioned. It's got, the Android side has a standard tablet-like interface, and I like that. Pretty much 99% of all the Android boxes I have used and evaluated have used what I think of as a Windows 8 starter wannabe grid layout. Didn't really care for it, but it wasn't, you know, whatever's. But I do actually prefer the tablet-like interface, just as if you're using a tablet. Just don't have a touchscreen per se, but you know, you get your general app loadout right there, and what have you. The whole 9 yards, the settings, and then of course the Kodi side of the Force, which is right there, and it's Kodi 14.2, and we're gonna just run over here to system info, because here we're panning on these stats here. This is the summary. Yes, as you can see, free memory, that's the RAM, 1.4 gigabytes. That's basically after the standard default memory usage there, processing. Nothing really special, default standard, nothing's actually running in the background, so you know what you're getting basically out of the box. But yes, there you go, screen resolution. I don't have a 4K monitor or a TV, at least not yet. This is a good reason to go upgrading, but it's 1920 by 1080 on this cheapo ViewSonic. And it does support, the HDMI does support the new HDMI 2.0, which is a huge plus, a huge boost over the HDMI 1.4s that we've been using for a while now. It's a much faster stream rate, it supports, no, it's just overall a superior cord. It's as superior as the new type USB Type-C cords are over what we've been using. It's a really superior cord, you just need the, you know, the gear to support it output-wise. But it does support it, so, and operating system Android 5.1.1. Alright, so yeah, it's got very, very sweet specifications, very sweet support. It does have Bluetooth 4.0, even though with my application I'm not really going to be using the Bluetooth unless I want to connect up another little media. This is a Bluetooth supported remote control for, you know, play, volume, the whole 9 yards. And so I will probably actually connect that up via Bluetooth, just as a second media controller. So, you know, all in all, it basically, the way I look at this particular box is a high-end, superior, blammo, gaming, downloads, video streaming type of tablet. It just doesn't have a touchscreen, but a very robust physical features. I mean, yes, I love this box, and that is why, even though I've been fine for all this time as my main box, that old-fashioned MXQ, which actually happens to be a Henscoqi as well, you know, it's pretty basic, KitKat 4.4.2, 720p, blah blah blah, but I've just been using for audio. This puppy now, yes, with its power and potential, a whole 9 yards, I am more than happy to expand the usage that I use my box for just more than just audio, but media and game playing and the whole kit and caboodle. This is really an awesome box. Alright, so there you have it though. For your consideration, you guys have yourself a great one.